So I wanted to hop on here real quick and I wanted to talk about toxic relationships and sex. Toxic relationships and sex. Woo. Mm. I think we know what a toxic relationship is, right? I don't think I necessarily got to go through and define what a toxic relationship is, but toxic relationships and sex is like a double combination of, it's like a combination of disaster that could be extended by more disaster. Let me tell you what I mean about that. So if the relationship is already toxic and, there's a lot of arguing, folks are not getting along, there's a lot of disagreement going on. Unfortunately, sometimes that means that people are putting hands on each other, that sort of stuff, throwing stuff at each other. There are very little conversations that happen inside a relationship like that. Because the touchiest, the easiest thing becomes a touchy subject, and folks just get tripped off by whatever happens. That's as if that is not bad enough. Then you have the role that sex plays in it. Look, sex is an important part of any relationship. Like I'm not gonna lie. A lot of people would say it's like how people downplay sometimes the role of money. So, well, money's not everything, and so and so. Yes, we know that. We know money's not everything. We know you're not supposed to worship money. You're not supposed to put money in front of God if you believe in God, right? For those that believe in God, but you need money. Have you tried living without it? Unless you just got somebody taking care of you. Well, let's be honest. To have a really good, functional, healthy relationship, you need good sex in that relationship. Well, I'm gonna say I would need good sex in that relationship, right? And I think for the most part, a lot of people would say they need good sex, healthy type of in a healthy relationship with a healthy sexual relationship, and that might look different for everyone. It's not a one size fits all type of situation, but that's another video. Let me pivot back to the toxic part of it. What sex does in a toxic relationship is that it could extend that relationship. It extends the lifetime of the toxic relationship. Why? Because if it's one thing sometimes those two people connect with, connect on, it's sex. So they're arguing, and their way of dealing with the issues, the problems, the concerns, the whatever the case is in their relationship is sex. And typically in those situations, sometimes people would say, man, it's the crazy ones that are really good when it comes to sex or whatever the case is. Well, typically in those situations, folks are probably having pretty good sex, right? Pretty good sex. And so what happens is you are in a situation where you really should not be with this person. Y'all should have broke off from each other a long time ago, but you got that connection. If any of you have ever had that connection with someone, drop it in the comments. Drop it in the comments. If any of you have ever had that connection with someone where you thought the relationship was over, the relationship was supposed to be over a long time ago, but somehow, some way, Friday night at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 9 o'clock, Saturday night, 9, 10, 11 o'clock, you find your Sunday afternoon, 5, 6 o'clock, whatever. Thursday night, you ain't got to go to work on a Friday, 9, 10 o'clock, holiday, whatever the situation, you find yourself drifting over to that person's house or apartment, or they drifting over to your spot, and the sex creates that high, right? It's like it's like, you know, you on something, right? It's like you smoking that good something type of stuff, good stuff from Cali or Vancouver, Canada, or whatever. You on that good stuff. So what happens is you and this person, regardless of how toxic it is, and the toxic stuff, y'all hear me now, the toxic stuff, can anybody relate? Please drop it in the comments. That it's not even just the sex, that maybe you all have good sex, but you all have this, it's hatred, it's dislike, but it's love in a crazy way with a twist to it. And it might be actually that you really love the person, but because of something they did to you and you did to them, it's a love-hate type of thing. So when you match the emotions, right? The emotions of, I used to love you, I used to this, I used to care about you, you treat me so bad, you so, but damn, you could put it down type of thing, right? So when you have that connection with that person, so it's a combination of the toxicity breeds a special kind of connection, special kind of a sexual connection. So when you all get together, there is just this euphoria that you get from sexually connecting with the person. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? There is this type of euphoria that you get from sexually connecting with that person, right? You got a connection with them. So even though you all should have broke up weeks, months ago, sometimes even years, you still see people tacking back every now and then, and they're supposed to be gone their separate ways. When you see them still kind of feeding into each other, a lot of times it's that sex, man, because that sex is toxic, 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 but it's good, 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 because they connect with each other. And then when you realize they just can't break free from each other. It's like a, and they enjoy playing like the game with each other, right? There's like this crazy game sometimes of who could hurt who more than the other person. I'm telling you, this is legit. I ain't making this up. Who could hurt who, right, more than the other person? And then you add the toxicity of whatever relationship they used to have, and then you tap the sexual connection that they have developed over a period of time, and you put that together, man. You put that together like a bad Saturday soup that tastes good, because those are all bad ingredients, but you put them together and they produce good ingredients, but good ingredients that are toxic, that just extends the life of the relationship. I hope that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. Is there anybody who has ever been in a situation like that where you know you should have been gone a long time ago from that person's life, and they should have been gone, but you all just got this kind of connection, right? You all got this kind of connection, and because of that connection, yeah, because of that connection, you just locked in with them. You got that crazy sexual connection with them, and so you all got good, you all have good sex and all that sort of stuff, and that just prolongs the relationship. And then if you unfortunate enough to end up sometimes dating somebody who is in I call it a long-term breakup with that person, then what happens is you could get hurt, because it only takes them a certain feeling or emotion or whatever to drift in and out of this person's life, which means that it might be difficult for someone who's in a relationship or an extended relationship like that to be in a committed relationship with you, because they still have ties with that person. I don't know. Maybe some of you know what I'm talking about. I'm curious. Has anyone ever been in a relationship like that? Or you know anyone who's been in that toxic relationship where the relationship gets extended because of sex? Because those two people are so connected to each other and they lack the discipline that it takes to be able to move beyond each other. So they keep going back and forth, hurting each other, whatever the case is, that sort of stuff. It's just like a whole, that's folks that need therapy and life coaching right there. So I don't know. I think that is how toxic relationships and sex a lot of times go together, and toxic relationships get extended way beyond their period of time. Sex is one of those things that keep those relationships together. Knocking boots, folks, knocking boots, and You know, they get along when they knock boots. When they ain't knocking boots, they ain't getting along. But the knocking of the boots is so good that they keep coming together to knock boots. Let me know what y'all think. If you've ever been in a relationship like that, how you dealt with it. If you know someone who's been in a relationship like that. That's all I wanted to get on here and talk about today. Don't forget to check out the rest of the channel. Journey to 5,000 and beyond. So please like, share, and subscribe. Also, two things I always say at the end of a video: do something good for someone. You do not have to be rich to give back. It's not always about money. Sometimes it's about time. And also do something good for yourself. There may be a situation you need to walk into or walk out of. Till next time.